Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to triple clench your butt cheeks for this one because apparently they are talking about the aliens disclosure. Yup, hide your kids, hide your wives. We gotta actually talk about it. We also got a lot of the clips going around of UFOs, some new stuff coming out, so I want to show you that too. So, needless to say, you're gonna get some tonight, alright? But first of all, check this one out. Roll it.
Analysis at the central bank has urged Governor Bank of England must plan for financial crisis sparked by aliens. And then again. And again, Bank of England warned to prepare for aliens due to imminent U.S. disclosure.
Damn.
This is a hot topic right now.
Yep.
They're cautious. A former analyst.
Check this out.
Security of the UK's central bank has written to Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England's governor, urging him to set out contingencies in case the White House confirms the existence of alien life. It's going to. Disclosure will be here soon. Yep. I've been saying this, I've been ridiculed, about the piss taken out of me for a long time now. I've tried to just talk about this on my podcast, and I've had the piss taken out of me.
Yep.
What do you know about aliens, man? I know a lot.
Dang.
Paranoid. Comes in useful sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, looks like that a lot of people kind of went batshit crazy at him. So yeah, he's having one of those episodes. But yeah, this news is batshit crazy, bro. Honest to God, what a start to a year we have. Honest to God, check this. Shout out to Christina. Roll it.
Who's making this claim? Helen McCaw spent 10 years at the Bank of England as a senior analyst in financial security. Her job was to prepare for events that could impact the economy.
Bank of England must plan for a financial crisis sparked by aliens. Oh shit! What a start to a year we're getting, man. That's crazy. Now, a lot of people are saying banks need somebody to blame, so they're like, okay, let's blame them damn aliens. Imagine the aliens are watching this and they're getting hella mad right now. They're like, yo, why blame us, bro? We're just minding our business. Y'all need to do better as a banking system. So yeah, why us? Imagine they get mad and they actually show up because of it, not because they wanted to show up, but they might show up because they got hella mad by these by Bank of England, and maybe because of Bank of England they might show up and Reagan the hell out of us, bro. Hopefully not, but.
And she just wrote to Governor Andrew Bailey, urging him to prepare for a scenario that really sounds like something that just came out of a movie. In her letter, she states that the U.S. government appears to be halfway through a multi-year process to declassify and disclose information.
I mean, that doesn't come off as a shocker. America wanna be number one in everything, and we know this, bro, for a longest time. And we've had so many whistleblowers come forward say that the U.S. government got them aliens under Area 51. You know, the Dulce base. You know, the Phoenix Lights, the Roswell crash. They are here. The Martians are here. Lock yourselves in the basement. We have been hearing about it for ages. I guess it's time. I mean, when I first heard the story, I got hyped up, not gonna lie, but hopefully it's not gonna be a nothing burger. Hopefully it's not gonna be blue balls, but...
On the existence of a technologically advanced non-human intelligence. She warned that if UAP proves to be of non-human origin, humanity may have to acknowledge the existence of a power or intelligence greater than any government with potentially unknown intentions. Her predictions are pretty specific. Extreme price fluctuations in financial markets, a collapse in confidence if people feel uncertain about how to price things, a rush for safe havens like gold and government bonds, or possibly a rush to Bitcoin if people lose trust.
Yeah, it's all about money, and it always has been about money, right? Power and greed, obviously, like duh, we know that, we've been known that for a minute now, but this begs the question. I mean, what she's saying actually makes sense when you think about it, right? Because if, let's just say hypothetically, tomorrow they come out and they give us the disclosure, yep, aliens are real, you know, they give us full honest truth. Let's just say President Trump comes tomorrow, or any president comes out tomorrow and talks about, gives us disclosure. Yeah, people gonna react. I don't know how people gonna react. I mean, if you're a believer, then you're gonna be like, holy smokers, it ain't no dang joke. I mean, you're gonna be excited, but you're also gonna be a little nervous. I guess that's how everybody's gonna feel about it, regardless of whether you're a believer that we're alone or not alone. And the first thing that's gonna happen is, yeah, people not gonna have confidence in terms of, yeah, people gonna pull out their money. And realistically though, regardless if the disclosure is good or bad, the stock market likely gonna go down, right? Economy's probably gonna plummet, and then if it turns out that the aliens are good, yeah, market's gonna recover, everything's gonna be fine. But if it turns out that we got green little men running around shooting everybody with ray guns, Oh my god, that's gonna be chaos everywhere for sure. But that's like the worst case scenario.
In government-backed currencies entirely. But has Bitcoin ever really been trusted? However, her worst case scenario is very, very blunt. Within hours of a clear announcement, there will be total financial instability.
The reason I believe this is because, guys, we've looked at World War I, World War II, you know, 2008 financial crisis, right? Or housing market crisis. The COVID 2020, we all saw the markets crash like crazy, but it always recovers. It always recovers. Long term, it always goes up. But with the aliens situation, it's definitely gonna crash. But if it turns out they're good and everything is good, yeah, the market's gonna recover like every other time. But if it turns out that they are actually the bad guys, yo, then it's gonna be a different scenario. So basically panic's gonna kick in, and yeah, there's that. And then you know what happens, right? Everybody's gonna hoard on those toilet paper. Cannot forget the toilet paper though. Real quick though, I gotta take a second to shout out the homie Michael for the $2 super thanks. He says, hey SKizzle, mankind is doomed with this AI stuff, Skynet anyone. So basically he saw this video that you're seeing the thumbnail off, right? If you haven't seen it, definitely check out a crazy video to say the least. The homie Jean-Le-François for the $5 super thanks, the homie Ben Ireland for the 5 as well. Thank you guys so much for liking the video, subscribing, super thanks, tips, becoming members, supporting the channel the way you do helps the channel out tremendously. 10-10, over and out. Let's get back to the content here, boo. Check this.
Banks failing, payment systems collapsing, rioting because people cannot buy food or fuel. And this connects to a white paper she wrote in May of 2024 for the Soul Foundation, a policy group focused on preparing for a post-UAP world. In that report, she called on the Bank of England to raise UAP issues with the Financial Stability Board as global regulator can include a disclosure scenario in their extreme stress testing alongside pandemics and cyber attacks. And she's not the only one preparing documentation. In that same month, May of 2024, the Vatican published guidelines covering supernatural occurrences and the possibility of contact with aliens. The document advises bishops on how to respond to findings of an organic nature requiring scientific investigation.
Yeah, why now, right? Why now? I guess we've been long overdue, but why now? I guess it is time. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I guess they have been preparing for I guess ever since 2017, 2018, you know that UFO, that night vision goggle footage where there's a fighter jet chasing a UFO. Yeah, ever since that clip, the New York Times actually leaked it, then the Pentagon confirmed it. Yep, the Pentagon UFO clip. I believe it came out back in 2017 or 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong. But ever since then, yeah, every year we have gotten bigger and more stuff. Although not as much, but you know, more sightings back in 2024 with the New Jersey drones, but they were drones, right? Yep, that's what they said. So we had that, we had the Las Vegas backyard crash, we had the Miami Mall situation. On top, we had whistleblowers coming out left and right talking about it. We've had UAP hearings, and in one of the UAP hearings, they even confirmed, yep, the Nordic aliens are here. There are 4 alien species here. That's what they said. Whether it's real or not, that's a different point, but they're talking about it. They talked about it in a UAP hearing that reptilians, the insectoids, the mantis, the gray aliens, and the Nordics, right? The tall whites and the Nordics, 2 different species. So, but I believe they said Nordics. I could be wrong. I always get mixed up with the Nordics and the tall whites. That plus David Grush. You had that eyes wide open guy as well. I'm always forgetting his name. News Nation did a video. They revealed that egg-shaped UFO video, and a lot of people made fun of that. But okay. But yeah, point is, for a long ass time now, it has been overdue, and for years now they have been giving us bite-sized information. They're spoon-feeding us, and maybe now it is time that we get something.
The interpretation is that the Vatican is positioning extraterrestrial life as being children of God. According to the Metro UK, the UK Department for Science, Innovation and Technology also issued an advisory report to the government on contact with aliens. It recommended increased funding for radio astronomy, expanded SETI programs, remember that one, and advanced signal processing for analyzing signals from space.
Christina, just a baddie, alright? Shout out to Christina out here. Check this out. Shout out to the homie Secureteam. We're gonna move the hell on. We got a massive UFO here. Roll it.
I want to start our dive down the rabbit hole today with our first eerie piece of UFO sighting footage that occurred and was recorded out of Prospect, Connecticut, where you guys are about to see what appears to be a cluster of glowing lights hovering silently over a wooded area, changing formation, breaking apart.
Love it when they break apart and silent over my house, silently. Why not my house? I mean, somebody's house on Connecticut. I wish it was my house, but...
And moving in ways that just don't line up with anything conventional. So before we go further and analyze this footage, go ahead and check this out.
Is it picking it up?
Whoa! So it's kind of flashing.
Is it moving? What is that? It's freaking me out. That's something.
Yeah, freaking me out. She's
okay,
like,
guys, so that one's pretty bizarre, I have to say, and I think most of you will agree. And this is one of those clips where the longer you watch it, the less comfortable the conventional explanations become.
But somebody's just gonna say it's AI and then you know the rest, right? But no, interesting question. AI or not, I don't... Yeah, this one is hard to say. I mean, it seems legit. It does not feel like it's AI, but there are clever ways to make an AI video and make it look insanely real, especially with, you can always, you know, take the video from AI, edit it out and add background audio where it feels like that's somebody. In this case, like there was a woman talking, right? So makes it even, it makes it feel real. So there's always ways like that. You can always make AI videos sound and look even more real. So there's always gonna be that aspect to it. But otherwise, yeah, looks legit.
This footage captured just after 1 a.m. on October 31st, 2025 in Prospect, Connecticut by a couple who were standing out on the deck of their parents' home looking toward the wooded mountain behind the property in the distance. And according to the witness, she first noticed a glow in the distance and tried to explain it away, wondering if someone might be up there with maybe like a fire or something like that. But that idea didn't last long. What she was looking at wasn't static, it wasn't sitting still in the sky, and it wasn't natural, not to her or any of the other witnesses. The light began as a flickering, clustered glow, as you guys are seeing here as I replay this, morphing into a straight, structured line, and then almost deliberately breaking into 4 or 5 separate orbs, each moving off on its own path in different directions, or was described as such. And that alone rules out a lot of the mundane explanation.
Yeah, is it like one object in the sky or 5 different objects just sitting together, chilling together with their little ass parking brakes on or something like that? Yeah, hard to say though.
The object was described as being roughly the size of a small car, emitting colors that shifted between white, purple, and green. Those kinds of color changes are often reported in cases involving either extremely advanced propulsion systems or some form of luminous energy field surrounding the craft, something we've seen repeatedly in encounters involving silent, low-visibility, triangular platforms.
We had a similar kind of sighting with the triangle-shaped UFO, I believe, somewhere around Pentagon a couple of years ago. You remember, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you've seen it, you probably know, but... we had that, yeah, it was quite similar to that. Forms
and craft. And the silence here is key. There is no engine noise, no rotor sound, no jet wash, nothing. For nearly 4 minutes, as reported, this object hovered, pulsed, reconfigured itself, and then vanished completely. The witness says that she was genuinely terrified, while her husband was left absolutely speechless. That's not how people react to airplanes or hobby drones. That's the reaction of people who know that...
Yeah, again, somebody's gonna say it's AI and that's it. How do you... What's the best way to know if a video is real or not? I would say we need to have an AI that can tell us if the video is legit or AI. We need that anti-AI kind of AI, if that makes sense. So that's number one. Secondly, I would say if you got a lot of people recording it and posting it from their angles, from their viewpoints, and the video is going viral on the internet, and you got multiple people in the comments saying, yeah, I saw that too, yeah, I saw that too, and they shared their images, their videos, I guess then, you know, it's gonna have a lot more validity and credibility, and there's that. But I guess but yeah, what do you do when you don't have that? I guess that's when you need this so-called like anti-AI, so it can tell us whether the video is AI or not. Yeah, we need that, and I do believe somebody's gonna make it. I guess they're leaving a lot of money on the table. I mean, somebody can make that and be like, yeah, give me $10 a month. You know, somebody can always do that crap and do the subscription thing. So upload videos after videos into it and find out if the video is genuine or not. I guess that's gonna be useful for sure.
They're seeing something that doesn't belong. So yeah, whether we're seeing something here that is a non-human technology or a deeply classified
Let's
night
move
sky,
on to
the
this
lights are so close together that they almost look like they're touching, and from certain angles they partially obscure one another, as if the object itself is rotating rather than the lights moving independently. So before we go any further, check this out.
Okay, so this is a secondary clip. Yeah, what if that's the TR-3B? Now the thing with TR-3B... Oi! Knock it off, you little prick! Oh, dang. It's, yeah, my bottle of water is not working. Just emptied out the entire mag, bro. Dang. It ain't working. Or maybe... Yeah, I gotcha right there! I guess I got it. At least one light. Okay, that small function. I guess I got it. My aim's good, bro. My aim's good. I learned from Call of Duty.
What is happening?
Those little twats, cheeky buggers, man. They fixed their light. They fixed their light. Yeah, damn, they do it real time. They don't wait, bro. They don't wait. They don't need their technicians. They're like, we're gonna do it on the spot right now. Yeah, back to normal. Damn it, bro. I mean, I tried, but they fixed it. Yeah, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks. Whoop. Now that one is disappearing. So is it rotating?
This footage was captured on the night of August 30th, 2025 at around 10:30 p.m. in Clinton, Utah, and it was witnessed by multiple people, not just one observer trying to make sense of
I love that. I love to hear that. But do we have different videos?
Something fleeting. According to the details provided, the object was first seen as a single glowing light before two additional lights suddenly appeared, snapping into formation and forming a perfectly balanced triangle overhead. Each light was described as having an intense bluish-white glow, roughly 10 feet across, and the object hovered at an estimated 45-degree elevation in the sky. At times, it appeared completely stationary, and then, without warning, it would shift position with movements ranging from slow and deliberate to extremely fast. But what really stands out here is the cohesion of these lights. They're not drifting independently, and they aren't blinking in a navigation pattern. They move as a single unit, maintaining space, orientation, and symmetry. And at moments, the top light appears to change shape or rotate, briefly passing in front of or behind the others. That kind of motion strongly suggests a solid structure, not three separate objects. And once again, there's no sound. No engines, no rotors.
Yeah, it looks like a TR-3B. Now, some believe that TR-3B is basically the US military. You know, it's dark ops, call it Lockheed, Skunk Works, or dark operations. Yeah, possible, big possible. And I remember hearing about a conspiracy a long ass time ago too, that people that usually get abducted, it's basically like the US military coming in the TR-3B to abduct people, bro. There was that too. And it's also the gray aliens, the real ones. And then you also had this thing called Greada Treaty, which I obviously made a video on, which, you know, the short version is back in, I believe, around the 50s. I don't remember the exact time, but let's just say around the 50s. With President Eisenhower, the gray aliens made their treaty. So they were like, okay, so we'll give you technology and weapons. In return, we just want to have a base here. And then the Dulce base was also kind of part of it. Then, you know, that conspiracy also kind of ties in with it too. So you had the Dulce base situation. But yeah, so with Eisenhower, they made the treaty, and they were saying that, yeah, we'll give you weapons, technology, and all that. And apparently the processors, the chips that we have in our phones and computers, it apparently comes from them. So they gave us a lot of technology and all that. But in return, they needed a small price because nothing is free. So the price was, they said, we need a base. So Dulce base, and you know, they want to work here. And also, they want to abduct some people as well, because they want to do what they want to do. And they would always give, they were nice, right? So they said, we're nice, we'll always give the US military data and names of the people that we will abduct. So, you know, there was that conspiracy too. I made a video on it. I can link you that later on if you want to. But yeah, so you had that. Is it real? Is it fake? I'm not even talking about that, but we had that. Insane if real. But there's also have been conspiracy theories and whistleblowers coming out and saying that, well, TR-3B is essentially ours. It's reverse engineered based off of real UFOs. But it's basically, you know, us, like the America. It's us humans. It's and some of the US military has been abducting people just so, I guess they want to have fun, right? They want to scare people. They want to have fun, so they have been doing that. But sometimes it's actually is real, and people get abducted by those gray little twats, those gray aliens.
No jet noise, just a silent object hanging in the sky, behaving in ways that don't match anything publicly acknowledged. And this is where the comparison to the classic black triangle craft becomes unavoidable.
Yep,
For decades, people around the world have reported massive silent triangular objects, often marked by 3 lights at the corners, moving slowly over cities, hovering over rural areas, or gliding low and quiet through the night. Craft that appear to use light as a functional element, not just illumination. Craft that don't rely on wings or visible propulsion. And that some have said the light with which we're seeing here is just some sort of after effect or glitch in between our dimension and another, or the sort of bubble being created around the unidentified
could you imagine that?
Object. Now, whether this represents non-human technology or an extremely...
Ooh, yep, that one. Yeah, this is a classic one, right? Don't know if it's real or not, but remember seeing it. I've seen this tons of times, bro. Vintage clip of TR-3B style silent black triangle craft. So you got 3 lights and 1 red light in the middle.
Advanced black budget terrestrial platform. This is still open to discussion, but what isn't open to debate is that this is not a misidentified airplane, doesn't seem to be drones, does not seem to be a satellite or satellites. These explanations simply don't hold up when you look at the formation stability, the silent operation, and controlled movement on display here. And as old
man, if we actually get a disclosure this year, my god, that's gonna be in the history books. That's gonna be insane based off of everything that's going on right now. I mean, you would think that we're gonna have a disclosure. I mean, people do. I believe that we're gonna have eventually. Do I think it's gonna happen this year? I don't know. Nobody knows, right? And yeah, if you're a believer and based off of the stuff that you're seeing, you're probably questioning to yourself, is it Project Blue Balls, Project Bluebeam? Are we gonna get a real disclosure? And what are we gonna get? Are they gonna come out and just say, yeah, we're not alone in the universe and that's it? We're learning about it and that's it? Are they gonna say, we're not alone in the universe, we're learning about it and we have made contact? And here's the video, here's the pictures, this is how they look like. Guys, don't panic, don't panic. We've been working with them. Or they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't know where they come from. You know, they're pretty bad. Run to the hills, hide in your bunkers. I don't know, yeah. But eventually, something gotta give. Eventually, we're gonna have the disclosure. Kind of excited, and based on how it goes, yeah, it might be nerve-wracking, might be a bad ending. We might have a bad ending, or we might actually have a pretty good one. But the entire world will change the day that happens. Will it actually happen? That's the question, though. Let me know in the comments. And did you see this video? Yup, if you have not seen this one, definitely check out, because UFO crash retrieval programs, pretty insane. That's a pretty insane one. Check it out and I'll see you there.